Hi everyone, so we've got another update on the curious case of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury and Amesbury. The curious case of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury and Amesbury that are literally 5 minutes up the road, down the road from the largest chemical and biological weapons factory in the UK. Just thought I'd mention that. So this is from the Independent. Amesbury Novichok incident. Police find source of nerve agent in small bottle inside victim Charlie Rowley's home. When I read that title, honestly, I thought if I read this article and the small bottle turns out to be a small bottle of vodka, I am going to literally piss myself laughing. The article says, the subtitle of the article rather says this: Forensic goldmine provides new hope for investigations into Skripal poisoning and the murder of Dawn Sturgis. Okay. Dawn Sturgis died. This is really terrible. Okay, I feel terrible for her and I feel terrible for her family. It's the thing that really, it's the only thing that stops me from laughing uncontrollably about this Novichok story. It really is. So the article says these police have recovered the source of Novichok that killed a woman and left her partner severely ill in Wiltshire as international chemical weapons investigators travel to Britain. The nerve agent was found inside a small bottle in Charlie Rowley's home in Amesbury, where he and Dawn Sturgis fell ill almost 2 weeks ago. I'm going to come back to that because it's at the end of the article as well, so I'll circle around to that. The discovery will allow scientists at the government's Porton-Down Defence Laboratory, parentheses, just up the road, 5 minutes up the road, by the way, to test whether the substance is from the same batch used against Sergei Skripal. Well, they would know. Police are investigating the possibility that the culprit discarded the Novichok container that was picked up unwittingly by Miss Sturgis and Mr. Rowley 4 months later. Just 4 months later, they picked up this bottle of I don't know, green stuff that was glowing, just because that's what you do. The British government has invited experts from the OPCW, which previously confirmed Novichok was used against the Skripals. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. The OPCW said they confirmed Porton-Down's findings. They never mentioned Novichok at all. At all. Get it right, media, for Christ's sake. Why can't you just get something simple like that right? Why do you have to word it in a way that fits the government's narrative? Just tell the fucking truth. They will collect samples to be analysed at designated international laboratories. I'm assuming the one in Switzerland is off the preferred laboratories list now. People who followed this story will know why. As efforts to find out where the chemical weapon is from and how it was deployed on UK soil continue. As efforts to find out where the chemical weapon is from and how it was deployed on UK soil continue. So they still don't know where the chemical weapon is from, and they still don't know how it was deployed. I thought it was smeared on a door handle by the most useless assassin ever to walk the planet. Article continues. The end of an almost 2-week search for the source of the contamination will allay public health fears in Salisbury and Amesbury, where police cordoned off several locations visited by the couple before they fell ill on the 30th of June. And that's the point right at the top there, in the top right-hand corner of this screen. The end of an almost 2-week search. It took them 2 frigging weeks to find a bottle of Novichok inside one of the victims' homes. Are you kidding me? 2 weeks? It took them 2 weeks. I remember before TV was crap, Game of Thrones and a couple of others aside, there was a TV series on in America called House, and he was a doctor, and some magical doctor, and whenever patients used to come to him, he used to send his staff. First thing he used to do was send his staff to the guy's home or to the victim's home. It's the first thing they did to find out what could be the source of what was wrong with them. It took them 2 weeks to find a small bottle of Novichok in a home. Are you kidding me? It shouldn't have took them 2 hours. It's the same as it took them weeks and weeks and weeks to come up with the theory that, Novichok was on the door handle. What? The door handle. That's what their official line is so far. That was the last thing that they said anyway, as far as I can tell. It was on the door handle. If it was on the outside of the door handle and say, the assassin, this useless assassin, put Novichok on the outside of the door handle, why would both the Skripals touch that door handle if they both left the house? Why would both of them touch the outside of a door handle? Oh dear me. A senior government scientific source previously told journalists, including The Independent, that the nerve agent could have been smuggled through a British airport in a discreet container. Well, it could have been smuggled through, what did I hear the once? It could have been smuggled through a packet of cereal that Yulia Skripal brought in without her knowing. It could have been smuggled through, I don't know, shoved up somebody's back passage. It could have come from, I don't know, the largest chemical and biological weapons factory that's just up the road from both of these incidents. He said the perpetrator of the original attack on Mr. Skripal would have to be highly trained to deploy Novichok without coming into contact with it, possibly wearing protective equipment. A senior government scientific source said, "You've got to be highly trained to wear gloves," basically. The difficulty of synthesizing the chemical, which was first developed by the Soviet Union, and danger of administering it are among the factors cited as indicators of Russian responsibility by the government. In other words, there is no proof that it was Russia, and this is the recurring theme through many of the stories that I have covered with regards to the US and the UK government, especially with regards to Putin. The DNC hack, the Syrian gas attack, and now the Russian Novichok poisonings. All three of these incidents, all three of them, there's not a shred of evidence whatsoever that points towards Russia, or in Syria case, points towards Assad, which is Russia's ally. There's not a single shred of evidence at all that they have provided that has held up. Every piece of evidence that they have provided so far has been shot down and debunked, and they've had to change their stories every single time. With all three. And we know, if you've watched my previous videos, that two of these are extremely connected. The hack on the DNC and these poisonings, they are connected. Christopher Steele, Pablo Miller, Orbis Business Intelligence, D-Notices. Watch my video, I'll put a link up there. It's actually getting to the stage now where I think the government might, in fact, I'm pretty sure the government believe that the general public are as thick as two short planks. I really do. I ask people about what their thoughts on the Skripal poisonings all the time. When I meet them, friends, when I talk to friends on the phone, even when I'm just talking to normal, regular people and talking just in my daily life, and I say to them, "What do you think about this Skripal thing?" I would say 3 out of 4 people who respond to me, the first thing they say to me is, "Porting down, innit?" "Oh, it's porting down, that is." I mean, come on, guys. You do an 8-week largest chemical and biological weapons drills on Salisbury Plains, right next to the largest chemical and biological weapons factory in the UK. That ends literally the day, I think it was, that the Skripals were poisoning, and nobody's looking at those two things. Have they never heard of Occam's razor? I've said this before in my last video on the Skripals. I will say it again and again and again. Occam's razor, the theory that when confronted with a mystery, the simplest explanation that takes the least amount of I've forgotten the word now, that surmises the least and makes the least amount of assumptions is generally usually true. What's more likely here? What's more likely? Vladimir Putin ordered the murder of a British spy 10 years after he's released him from prison, when he could have knocked him off at any time then, a few weeks before the largest sporting spectacle on the planet is about to be in Russia, and all eyes are on him. He decided to do that for no reason whatsoever. or to do that because, I don't know, Skripal was messed up in this Steele dossier for some reason. That's the explanation you expect us to believe, and not the fact that these poisonings took place within, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles of the largest chemical and biological weapons factory in the UK. When do you think we were born, precisely? Was it 2 a.m. yesterday morning or 3 a.m.? Nobody believes this anymore. I even saw, if I can find it, I'll put it up here. I even saw that the Guardian let one of their journalists actually print this and say, nobody believes it anymore, just stop with this bullshit. But they keep doing it. They keep doing it. And their incompetence, I believe, has led to now a woman in the UK being killed. Their family without a mother. I think she had 3 children. They've now not got a mother. Because, what? Putin did something that is totally out of character, that is totally, makes no sense at all? Or the Porton Down chemical and biological weapons factory, who are run by an ex-Motorola telephone salesman, by the way, need to clean their shit up and stop losing their nerve agents. Maybe that's a possibility. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Let me know what you think. If you think that the government line on these Skripal poisonings and the Novichok poisonings is 100% true, please tell me in the comments, and I'll direct you to a website where I can sell you a bridge or two. If you enjoyed this video, please click the bell down there and subscribe so you get a notification of next time I drop a video. Also, I can't do this without your help, so if you can afford it and you enjoy my videos, please support the channel by subscribing to my Patreon. Link is down there. You can do it for as little as $1 a month, and it really does help. If you can't afford it, that's fine. Please share my work and talk to other people about the issues that I bring up. Thanks very much for your support. Until next time, peace and take care.